My mind bang army, or are you a navy? I dreamed I was a waffle, with strawberries and sprinkles and pink whipped cream. Yeah. I know. I'm gonna see a doctor soon. Anyways, on to my new bonkers theory. Severance, Devon is the real villain, and we all missed it. Devon, Mark's caring, granola-crunching, kombucha-brewing, too-good-to-be-true sister, might just be the biggest snake in Lumon's corporate hellhole. We've all been looking at the wrong villains, Cobel, Milchick, and the Eagan cult, but Devon? She's been right there the whole time, acting way too chill about her brother's corporate lobotomy. Think about it. In Season 2, Episode 5, when Mark, fresh off some mind-blowing revelation, says, "I think Lumon is up to something," Devon doesn't even flinch. No concern. No curiosity. Just a casual dismissal. What about your paycheck? Girl, what? Mark is trying to tell her that his severance gig might involve more than just spreadsheet nightmares, and she brushes it off like he's complaining about office Wi-Fi speeds. If your sibling came to you with a "my employer is running some dystopian psychological experiment" bombshell, would your first thought be, "Ugh, are they late on payroll?" Probably not. Unless you already knew and didn't want them asking questions. Devon knows way too much about Lumon. It's not just that she's dismissive. Devon knows things. She knew exactly who Cobel was in Episode 7 and immediately insisted on calling her by name. Think back to Season 1. Cobel was pretending to be Miss Selvig, the friendly neighborhood lactation consultant. So how does Devon suddenly know her real name? Maybe she overheard something. Maybe she's been doing some independent research. Or maybe she's been working with Lumon the whole time. Cobel herself seems oddly attached to Devon's baby. She practically inserted herself into Devon's life as soon as the baby was born, hovering like a corporate fairy godmother with sinister intentions. Could it be because the baby isn't just any baby? Baby Kier and the Severance baby theory. This is where it gets really weird. The opening credits of Severance show a baby labeled as Kier. Some fans believe this is a prototype for a severed baby experiment, a child born into Lumon's control from the very beginning. And who just had a baby? Devon. What if Devon's child is actually the first fully severed human? A test subject for Lumon's ultimate goal, creating a society of perfectly obedient workers who don't even remember what it's like to be free. If Lumon could sever people before birth, it would eliminate the whole messy process of convincing adults to sign away their consciousness. Devon's suspicious calm. Let's talk about Devon's personality for a second. Unlike Mark, who's been spiraling into existential panic since Episode 1, Devon remains weirdly chill about everything. Mark drinks himself into oblivion every night to cope with his severance. Devon? She's calm, understanding, and weirdly unbothered by it. If she really hated Lumon, you'd think she'd be a little more furious about what they did to her brother. Instead, she just keeps offering him herbal tea and telling him to let it go. What if Devon isn't just indifferent, but complicit? Devon's husband, Rickon, is a red herring. Rickon, Devon's self-absorbed, self-help guru husband, seems like the last person Lumon would care about. But what if that's the point? While Rickon writes cringe-inducing philosophy books, Devon has the real power. She's connected to Lumon, raising a possibly severed child, and somehow has access to inside information about Cobel. Rickon's whole persona is a perfect distraction. He keeps Mark and the audience focused on his ridiculous monologues, while Devon operates in the background. Devon's future role in Lumon's plans. If Devon is truly working with Lumon, then what's her endgame? Here's what makes the most sense. She's part of the next generation of Lumon leadership. The Eagan family has always been about legacy. What better way to ensure loyalty than to raise a generation of children who only know Lumon's way of life? She's helping test the boundaries of Severance. If Severance can extend to children, or even infants, then Lumon is on the verge of creating the first natural-born severed workers. Devon might be the link between the old world and this terrifying. She's setting up Mark. Maybe she's not outright evil. Maybe she thinks she's protecting her brother, but by keeping him complacent, she's making sure he doesn't push too hard or ask too many questions. Devon's fate in Season 2 and beyond. So what happens when Mark finally figures out that his own sister has been feeding him lies? If Devon is Lumon's secret villain, it means Mark's biggest betrayal isn't from Cobel or Milchick, but from his own family. It would turn Severance into an even darker story about how corporations don't just own your labor, they own your relationships, your blood, and your entire existence. And if Devon is truly part of the system, then the final battle won't just be about taking down Lumon, it'll be about taking down his own sister. That's all I have for today. Tune in next time to Mindbang to see how I get out of this one.